It's all about family atmosphere here at Dumas Demon Football program, and this year it's taken to a new level. So this is part one of a 4-part series as we look at what it means to be We Are One family. And joined this week by Coach Aaron Dunnam and Parker Dunnam. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves again and tell everybody who you are, what you do for the team.
My name is Aaron Dunnam. I'm the athletic director and head football coach here at Dumas High School.
I'm Parker Dunnam, number 17. I play on the varsity team, and I play safety and am on all the special team units.
All right. You know, we talk about family connections here with Dumas Football. Coach, talk about the atmosphere that you have implemented here with a family emphasis.
It's everything that we do is about family. I mean, I think everything that we're trying to teach these kids. Obviously, we're football coaches and we're football players, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond the field, and we're trying to teach these kids. Everything in the game of football relates to life, and I believe if we can teach our kids, to love and compassion for one another, and just to. So as soon as you start doing things for the man next to you and not for your selfish desires, it'll really change everything that you do. Not so much on the football field, but it will. It'll impact that drastically. But it'll change everything that you do in life, and that's what the main goal is. That's what we're here for, and that's what our as a coach our charge is to do is to change these kids' lives.
Parker, why don't you talk about what the brotherhood atmosphere that you have with your teammates here in this locker room?
I think it's really good. All these guys in this locker room, everyone loves each other. We built a great brotherhood, and because of our coaches, they can still love each other, care for one another, play for the guy next to you, and we have a great brotherhood here.
Coach, the coaching web is interesting, and many times early in your career, especially, it's a lot about who you know, maybe even where you've been, where you played. That pulls you to different jobs and pulls you to different places. I know you had a short stint earlier in Dumas in your career, but talk about getting that call from your brother Chad about coming on here to be part of the staff as defensive coordinator. It
was a neat deal. We'd always talked our entire lives, being able to maybe coach together one time. We didn't know if it'd come true, and it was in a time where my mother had just went through open heart surgery. I left on a Wednesday from Temple. I caught a flight out here, came, made sure that she got out of surgery. Then then that night, flew right back, never missed anything, was at a Thursday practice at Temple and playing. And it just started to wear on me. I started to look at those type of things. At that point, my brother was actually looking for a defense coordinator. His defense coordinator actually had already left. Chad had tried to hire me the year before, and he said, hey, why don't you come and do this? And at that point, I wasn't ready. I really liked the job that I had at Temple. And what I was doing, but after really when you're family, when it really touches home is with your family. Yeah. And so I decided that at that point that me and my wife had talked, and we thought getting back to the Panhandle might be something that we'd like to do, and he was looking for a defense coordinator. I called him up and I said, hey, I know a defense coordinator. He thought I was just going to give him another name, and I said, no, I mean me. And he was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I said, no, I'm ready. And so we did. We made that happen. And when I did that, we talked. I thought that it was time I said that, we need to come back and we need to make sure that we spend some time with our family, that I can help you. I can really help you in this job, and I can give you an opportunity, that I can run some of the things there and be able to help you and take a lot of pressure off of you, where you can watch your kids play more and be with your family more. And I want the same return. I want to be able to, at that point, it was honest. I'd watched my daughter play a couple of halves of soccer. I'd watched my sons play a couple of innings of baseball, and that was really it. I was really, really invested and dug into what I was doing. And so it was a chance for us to really focus on our family, but at the same time, work together and create something special.
Parker, you guys have followed Dad to some different places and gone to different places. How did you feel about moving to Dumas so that you back to coach with Uncle Chad?
Well, I was young, so I don't really remember much. I was in the 3rd grade, but looking back at it today, I'm really glad we moved here. I love this place. I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
There were much bigger things in store for you at Dumas. Who knew that at that point when you accepted the job here at Dumas, that a few years later you would be named the head coach at Dumas 2018. This was your first head coaching job. And I want to ask you, was there any hesitation in taking that job, or was it something that you immediately knew that this was part of what God's plan had for you here?
Well, I didn't know at first. I mean, there was always, as you stated earlier, the coaching business is a wild thing, and so, my brother got that job. It all happened just really fast, and I didn't know, but I believe that God closes and opens doors for a reason. And so at that time in my life, God did shut some other doors. Maybe I had some other plans of what was going to happen, but God shut those doors and he opened this door. And I couldn't, just as Parker said, I couldn't be more excited. I love this community. I love everything that this community stands for. I love our school district. I love our administration and the job that they do for our kids. And so, very, very excited that God has decided to put me into this community and give me this leadership role where I can impact kids' lives. And so very, very excited for that.
Parker, you were finishing up the 7th grade, getting ready for 8th grade football when your dad was named the head coach here. What were your thoughts?
It was cool. I mean, my dad's first head coaching job, I was excited for him. And that next step that he was taking, I was just happy for him. So here we sit today. Coach
Dunnam, you're the most successful head coach in the history of Dumas football by winning percentage. We're in the middle of Parker's senior season. What has it been like to coach your son on a daily basis?
It's been awesome. It's definitely been something that I dreamed about. Football's always been something that's brought us together. I can remember. Parker's been on the bus with us since I could remember. He went from being a ball boy to traveling on the bus with us to. There's pictures of where we're walking into this field house when I first got here, and he was a part of it as traveling as a ball boy. And then he's just grown up. I never really envisioned, him at this age and being able to, start on our football team, and now he's a senior. And so it's been awesome, but it's gone fast. It really has. Here we are now. He's a senior, and closing in on some of the final games of the senior season. And so it's been something that's really been special. And it's something that, when that time comes that I'm going to really miss because it's been a blast.
Parker, what is it like being coach's kid?
It's been good. I think it's made me better. It's helped me a lot. It's pushed me. It's been tough at times being a coach's kid, but I think it's made me a better player and a better person. You don't really get away from the game as other kids do. Going home, I just go back to him, talking to him about the game of football, but I've grown to love it, and I'm glad I'm a coach's kid.
Coach, you were a coach's kid too, right?
I was. My dad got out at an early age. He coached in Pampa. He coached football and track. His first head coaching job was at LaFour's, and then he coached at Pampa. And then Dad got out. Dad got into administration, of which he really, really didn't like. He was in administration a couple of years and then got out into oil and gas. And so, yes, I don't remember all the times of when Dad, because I was pretty young, but yes, I was a coach's kid as well.
And Parker, we talked about earlier, following your dad around a lot of different teams. What does it mean for you every Friday night to put on this orange and black?
I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, as I said before. I think playing for this team, for these coaches, this community, it's the best place I could be, and we have the best support group around.
And this last question is for both of you guys. What makes Dumas, Texas special and different from other places?
I would say probably just our blue collar mentality. It's just a hard working community that really, really, we have all kinds of different different races and different people and just. There's so much going on in our world today, but it doesn't go on here. If I could tell anybody, look at Dumas if you want to figure out how our world should be. We've got a community that supports, a community that loves one another. Our community's always there to lend a helping hand, always there to get somebody else's back. And just, I love our education system. I love how we still have standards and we hold our kids accountable. And, it's just since the day I got here, it's just, I also like the fact that, that we're not always the most talented. We're not. I take a lot of pride in what we do here, what our kids overcome and how our kids buy in. it's just nothing like anywhere I've ever been. I mean, you can really, really work kids hard here, and they allow you to work them hard. And they buy into what you're doing.
Yeah, I'd agree. I love that. Like, we're not the most. We might not be the most skilled group or talented group, but these guys in this locker room, they work hard, and we all have the same goal in mind. We all want the same thing for this team, and we're willing to do whatever, make changes, do whatever to help this team succeed.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And as we move on each week, what we hope that you see is that Dumas is a special place. Dumas is a different place. And the reason for that is because of family.